Dromai's feet don't look as good in that. They're all dirty. I picture Dromai as the kind of girl that walks all over dirt barefooted. She's got muddy toes.
I'm keeping that in the video.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hello, I'm here with my friend Joe. Joe, do you like Netdeckers?
No. Do I like Netdeckers? I mean, I don't like Netdecking.
Okay, so you don't have an issue with the people, just with the act of netdecking.
Right.
What is it about netdecking? You were going off about all these other TCGs you played.
Yeah, so obviously I was saying I come from a history of TCGs playing competitive like Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, you name it. Basically, the biggest problem with all of them was when you go to a tournament scene, you're gonna sit down and be able to basically, as soon as you see one card in that deck, you know exactly what they're playing, right? When I was playing Pokemon, it was like Pikachu and Zekrom. Mm-hmm. And then in Magic, it was the companion, again, forgot the name.
Lurrus Dream Den, I believe.
So basically, yeah, that was one of the things that drew me to Flesh and Blood, obviously, was not only like seeing every individual hero because it was a new experience, but seeing the different build patterns of every hero. Every hero had, like, from what I noticed, was like 3 major builds back in the day. So I played back in like WTR Alpha. So obviously they had Dory, they had Katsu, they had Rhinar, and they had Bravo. Mm-hmm. And all of them had vastly different builds. Everyone was playing unique cards. Every match you'd see at least 2 or 3 lines of play that you're like, holy crap, I didn't even think of that. It was just such a better experience to actually sit down and build a deck and have it be unique and have you actually win things with it, rather than have to rely on, you know, spending money and getting these expensive cards that you need 4 of in a deck and then putting them together in the same way everyone else does and then learning how to pilot it and then, you know, just going from there. Now it's like that plus the deck building aspect, which has always been my favorite draw of these kind of games.
I don't share as much hatred for netdecking as you do. I can kind of understand that it's good when you go to a big tournament that you kind of know what everybody else is playing. What that also does, though, is then you get somebody like Michael Hamilton, like the Bullander list. They catch everybody off guard. I've seen it in Pokemon as well. The Mega Audino deck was just perfectly set to beat the specific best decks in the meta, and it won that one tournament. It was never played again because it wasn't good past that. However, I do think that netdecking is at its best when you take a deck online, you build it, and then you play it a bit, and then you make tweaks, or you tweak it when you look at the list. That's usually what I do. I'll look at not just one list, I'll look at like 5 or 6 different lists, and I will pick from that what I like, because I'm like you. I like to be unique. I like my decks to be an expression of myself. I don't want to just copy a list card for card.
Obviously, most people don't have the time to try every single line of combos and every single card with every hero, so to have a skeleton base you can look up and get a general idea of being like, oh, I didn't even think of that generic card to put in this because it goes with those. I can get that. I can get by that. That's fine. I hate when it's like, oh, I don't even know what my deck does. I just built it with an online deck and I'm ready to play.
When you're still learning the game and you don't know what you're doing with the hero, I think it's actually fine. This is why I do like the Blitz upgrade videos. It's like, I think it's perfectly fine to just build a deck someone else has made so you can learn how to play, learn the hero. I struggle to build a new hero when I don't know how to play the hero. I mean, I could probably build something that has the potential to win, but it's just not going to be a good deck.
Yeah, like I definitely agree. One of the funnest things about these games too is when you're running that unique line and it works.
Yes.
It's just like, oh yeah.
Like my Prism Symbiosis deck, like when you get a combo off, it doesn't matter like if it's E-Strike or CNC, that just feels good. I know what you mean when you have that pride of like, I came up with that. I didn't look at other people's deck lists. I built that deck from the ground up. That was entirely me. I know you are very much like this with your Bravo and Oldhim decks.
Well, first I was looking at, everyone was complaining about boots, right? Everyone was saying, well, Guardian boots, we need Guardian boots.
Yeah.
And I was always like, why do we need Guardian boots? We have Snapdragons. And I was running the E-Strike Snapdragons package. I would basically have an E-Strike I could play at any moment to do either a 5 with a draw or a 7 and give it go again on the fly to then come at them with either my hammer or do another card if I had one in hand if I decided to arsenal it. Command and Conquer.
Set in CNC after. That's always a good effect.
One thing I really noticed about Flesh and Blood that I liked a lot too is even if you go on FabDB and NetDeck, everyone's got unique builds to the most part too. This game almost inherently just counters NetDecking entirely. Like there's so many different builds that are coming from all these people, and I think that's one thing that makes Icelander in that one world so important is like he recognized that going in, was like, I'm not gonna just build a generic Ice Icelander. I'm gonna build an Icelander with these other cards that work good together with it.
Yeah, that are a higher rate value than the red wizard cards is what he said.
Yeah, that obviously shows that there's way more to the game that I think they wanted to create when they created it. That's showing now. It's showing very well now because it's showing that we have so many different build varieties. Even with the weapons, I actually see people running different weapons now, and it's really cool.
Essentially what I'm getting from this whole conversation is that netdeckers should be burned at the stake.
Yeah, just be unique.
Be unique. Build better decks. Build more unique. If you're new or you're learning a hero, just build someone else's list so you can learn it. But once you start to learn it, make those tweaks. I think that'll be all. I think we're just gonna fade out. Huge thank you to all of my supporters. If you'd like to join the Chad Army, you can either become a channel member or join my Patreon with the link in the description. And if it's cards you want, you can use my affiliate link to Red Riot Games to help support me as well.